Alright, hi. Um, so I am Sean, also known as secretly as Sliver. Um, I was in the Mentor Tournament back in 2022, where I went 6-0 in Swiss, and then promptly got bounced out of brackets by the 16 seed. So, take that as you will. Um, Casual boots, great. We love boot starts. Um, so So I have you on the left, and just so we are completely clear, I will be using the rando version of the Pracac. And I don't seem to have fast roam on, so I'll turn that on. Fantastic. Alright, let's get started. I usually like to watch these at 2x speed. Okay. Instant Master Sword. Alright, so the first thing. Let's go back to regular speed. So the first thing here is this path here is really long. So Hyrule Castle is basically up and left of you. Hyrule Castle is up and left of you, so going down and right takes you away from your goal. You want to go up and left, so let me... I don't know how to get rid of this text, but we'll just make a save state. Take like 30 seconds or so. Sword and boot. All right. So for casual boots, for the first screen, best thing to do is to dash this way so that you can cut the bushes and then dash upwards. Okay, so this is your goal. Yeah, I can do that in 6 seconds versus this. So this took less time, but now I'm further away from my goal here. Because going here and like this is a lot better than having to come up here, go all the way over here. It's just a shorter path. Also, casual boots is in the name, so use your boots. Yeah, so I mean, bonks are gonna happen, but like this one is entirely preventable. Like this is your path here, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles to cancel. So really be on top of stuff like this so that you don't bonk off the gate. Every time you bonk off of something, you lose about 70 frames. Just for the record, which is a little bit over a second. So if you can take 40 bonks off of your bonk total, then you save 40 seconds. Yeah, so here's another point where you should just dash through here. This is a big long hallway. All the tier guards. Oh, leave me alone, Zelda. All that's here are guards. You even have a master sword, so like yeah, sometimes they'll get in the way, but you just slash him, kill him, get a magic, grab your item. Uh, there's a much shorter path. Just dash through the bushes, and you're here. Dash through those bushes, cancel up. Dash through these bushes, and we're golden. Coming all the way down here is really, really slow. You're doing half of this room for no reason. That's 830 versus what? 716. So yeah, that's over a second just on that. This door is a little bit offset. So the tricky part about this room is that these torches and these columns are not on the same or are on the same grid line. So the top of these torches and the bottom of these columns are both obstructions. So this dash line doesn't exist. You can't dash above these torches. So what you should do is you should, when you enter, you just come to the left of these torches and just dash in. Just keeps things a bit easier. Plus, it eliminates this extra movement that you do here to go above the to go all the way up here and over there. That's a bunch of tiles that you didn't have to move. That guy dies to one spin, so it's with fighter and master sword, it's better to spin that guy. I'm not gonna nitpick on that room. There's a better way to do it, but it's only probably a few frames faster. Yeah, you wanna start this dash a little higher so that you clear the statue. So you're gonna start this dash here, which is gonna bonk off the statue. But if you start it one tile above, you can clear all the way. You can even see the line; it goes all the way to this pipe right here. So you do have Master Sword, but I don't think that should change what you do here. I think there's a preset for this actually. So if I go in here, I get my chest, and then I kill this guy. This key is going to be all the way over here, and now I have to walk half the room to try and get out. So what you should do is just turn around, tap the door, and charge your sword, and then you can, now the key is right there and you don't have to walk to go and get it. Okay. Looks like you realize that slashes are bad on that guy about halfway through the first slash. Yeah, it's too late to start dashing like that. That's way too late to start a dash. You're less than one tile from the end of the, well, maybe you're one tile from the end of that door, but yeah, this is just gonna burn time. Yeah, same with that door. Um, right. So there's two ways to do this. Oops, forgot about this room. If you don't have boots, the way to go is here and up these stairs. If you do have boots, you get a bunch of really nice straightaways. Like this. And you get out. Both paths will take you to here. And then you come up here, jump off, and continue. Um, that's the right way to walk through that room, but you have the boots. So, use them. Again, that's the right way to walk through that room, but you have the boots. Use the boots. You have to push it from the left. Yeah. Are we looking at maps? Oh, I think you said something about a tracker. Okay. We'll just ignore this part.
Okay. We'll hammer. Alright. So, this chest, if you just stay aligned with it, like you open the chest, you're aligned with it. If you just go straight left and then cancel right straight up, you get a key dash. So, if you're a certain multiple of pixels away from a door and you dash into it, it'll actually open one frame earlier than normal. So, or yeah, one frame earlier, so one frame of movement also. So it'll open before it allows you to enter the door, and it won't interrupt your dash. So a little bit better way to do that room. I don't think I'll have much to say past this, so we're gonna go back to 2x speed. Yeah, you can bonk that from anywhere, so I usually either bonk it from the left or down below. Uh, so here's the thing. Uh, I usually don't like to check Lumberjack Ledge. A lot of people just like to check it uh just for fun, I guess. And I think a lot of people check it needlessly. However, in casual boots, there are four pieces that you need to obtain the Lumberjack Ledge item. You need the boots, um you need the lamp, and you need either two swords or a sword and a cape. Casual boots already starts you with two of those items, and you found a third in the first check of the game. So I'm super suspicious of LJL here, so I would have definitely gone and checked that first. Okay, you're checking it now. It's faster to check this first and then go to the forest and then exit. See that? Okay. Wow, getting loaded up. All right, so as soon as I got that bow, I'm doing a map check. Nice. Because the bow is all that's required for Eastern. Logically, you need the lamp, but a lot of people know how to do the dark rooms, and dark rooms are your best friend. Okay, I usually do blind check that like that, but if I specifically have the shovel, then I'll just peek it. All right, you're isolating Agina here, which I'm not a huge fan of, but in this situation seems fine. You already have 500 rupees, and uh, not really much better to do. Plus, like, I don't think there's any situation where you're gonna get baited by Aga 1, so I think it'll be fine. Yeah, so if you're gonna do this, it's actually faster to save and quit to Link's house and then go to Hobo from there. Just cuts down on a lot of the swimming. All right, flute normally says mountain, but we don't really have any way to get anywhere beyond the old man and Speckrock Cave. So yeah, I'm headed to Eastern here. Maybe turn in that mushroom first. I have enough for a blue potion here too. Mm, okay, I mean, So you got a nice hint with the lamp being on Desert Ledge, which probably tells you it's that the game doesn't expect you to be in Eastern yet. So that should tell you that there's probably something in Spec Rock Cave or in Sahasrahla, but like I don't think this is a dense enough check that you should be doing it right now. That check could have waited until later. Don't dash upstairs. It's slow. Okay, well now you have the fire rod, which tells you it is time to go to Eastern. All right, so when you're so you don't need to kill this guy, and it seems like you're spending a bit of time uh on killing things. And I know it's fun to kill stuff because it's Zelda, but like killing things is actually kind of slow, and you want to avoid it where you can. So when I come up here, just walk around that guy. It's a lot faster. Yeah, like there. You didn't need to kill all those guys. Could have just dashed. You could have just done that room in one dash. All right, you want to kill the skeleton on the right first, but otherwise that room was fine. Wow. Okay. So it is behind that lamp. Okay, so the thing that you're supposed to get in here is the mirror. Which probably means the mitts are on the mountain to guide you to that lamp, but this is where dark rooms will come in handy. Uh-oh. Don't forget the big chest. Oh wait, there's nothing there, never mind. Yeah, so this is where dark rooms come in handy. Because there was something that you needed, and logically this is a double dip. These two top pots right here both have 5 arrows underneath. You're at 10, so you should probably get these. Spin attack would. I don't know if spin attack is faster. It's definitely more enjoyable. Oh boy. Yeah. So you're low on arrows because you never picked any up. So yeah, those two pots that I showed before. These two pots have arrows. This pot on the right has arrows. And 4 of these pots. I think this is a heart and this is a heart, but the rest of those pots are arrows. Sword beams actually do more damage than your tempered sword, so stand a little bit back when you're slashing the Armos Knights. Use your flute. This dark room is really important to know because you're gonna do it a lot. And if you rescue the old man and then you get lost on the way back and you save and quit, then you're stuck there forever until you find your way out. Um, so if you're ever lost on the return trip in that cave, you want to reset your game instead of saving and quitting. All right, well, there's our Dark World access. We have not still haven't done a map check yet, but at this point, it doesn't really make sense to check the Light World map because we're gonna find out Hera's prize right now. Yeah, and then we could have found out Desert's prize by process of elimination. Uh, yeah, I'm not quite sure why you're. Yeah, so you spent a lot of time uh killing those guys. I think maybe you thought you had the hook shot, which is fine. I forget what I have all the time. Yeah, you need to mirror out from there. Your camera's scrolled too far up. Yeah, recovering from errors like especially like easily preventable errors like that is what's bleeding you a lot of time. Yeah, everybody makes mistakes, but there have been a few. Nice. Uh, I don't super agree with going for Hera basement here, but like it's dealer's choice. I think you have. I think you have the entire Dark World open. You can leave this. Is that me or you? Must have been me. Okay. Yeah. So I saw a little flash of something else in the VOD. Um, be really really careful that your VOD is one continuous feed of gameplay. You probably won't get disqualified over something like this, but if you say are tabbed over to another window and then you like keep continuing your gameplay and you're not paying attention to OBS and you're still tabbed over onto that other window in OBS, then it can become an issue. Just make sure your OBS sources are always locked onto SNES 9X and don't show anything that you're doing in the background. You were right. You wanted to save and quit there. Yeah, I mean, the world is your oyster at this point. Not knowing what the Dark World prizes are is kind of hurting you here because you have 3 dungeons that you can go for right now, and you don't know if any of them are crystals or pendants. So if your other 2 pendants are Skullwoods and Thieves Town, but Pod is a crystal, then you need to know that because you need to know to go to Pod first. All right, so you shouldn't blindly fall down this hole ever because you can actually get locked out like this and have to save and quit and come back. There's no guarantee that there's a small key on these 3 chests. Now you got one, so you got lucky, but definitely have been using your boots more there. Push that statue, don't pull it. Pushing statues is a good bit faster than pulling them. It's about, I say it's a good bit faster. It's like 2 frames per cycle, basically. So for every 8 frames, you go 2 extra pixels when you're pushing slash versus pulling. Yeah. All right. At this point, I think a map check is kind of not needed. Oh, why didn't we go into Thieves Town? Yeah, if you were gonna do this stuff, you wanted to do it after Skull. Otherwise, this is just kind of dead to you at the moment. You're gonna come back here for Smith Chain, so it's not like you're never coming back for this stuff. Oh wow. I definitely predicted that. Nice. You have pod marked as a pendant, but skull and thieves are your pendants. Yeah, so we shouldn't even be bothering with this right now because we can go clear pod. And that's now a lot of it's gonna be out of logic without the myths, but the myths might just be in there. And this is why dark rooms are your best friend. Alright, Pendant Thieves Town, I'm not even entertaining the thought of the back right now. I have too much other stuff to do. Plus, we're coming back to this area with the myths. And if we don't get the myths in pod, we're probably just hype cave and then right back to here. Always do the stuff you have to do first. Things you have to do are crystal dungeons. There's a really easy strat for that room. So, what you do is you just tap your boots once and then you can go. If you don't have the boots, just hold right out of this door and just go. You didn't need to kill that guy. That guy, on the other hand, is kind of a dick sometimes, so I don't blame you if you kill that red Zazak. Yeah, so with an unknown pedestal and you're already that far into Thieves Town, you might as well just beat the boss. Because now, if pedestal ends up being a thing, then now you have to go through the entire dungeon again to get your pendant, and at that point, you might as well have not even done it at all. All right, well, there's your mitts. So now pod's in logic. Yeah, if you're not super comfortable with the dark rooms, I'd be going to desert right now. Because you can finish it, you know the lamp's there. That'll help you with pod. Oh, definitely do Mire Shed though. And check the Mire Medallion. If you get silvers in Mire Shed, that makes Landmo a whole lot easier. So when you're thinking about sequencing, just think like, is this overworld check going to make my life easier in this dungeon? There's a chest up there. Did I just miss you getting it? There's a chest up here. It's faster to get that chest on the first pass and then mirror out of the big key chest room. So a tempered sword spin and a fire rod shot do the same amount of damage. So I usually start that with. Here, let's go. So I usually start like this, spin, then fire rod shots, and I would love to claim that I'm usually better at this fight than that, but that's not true. Oh, get the shed first. Are you in go mode? Yeah, never mind then. Wow, that's a really quick seed. Yeah, so if you had checked your pendants, then that would have kept you out of Thievestown and Skull Woods, and you would have probably just gone either, if not straight to pod, you would have gone to Hype Cave like immediately after pod, or if not straight to pod, you would have gone to Hype Cave, and then you would have gotten to skip 2 whole dungeons. Oh wait, we still have Turtle Rock. Okay, need to hit the switch. Yeah, okay, so we're still kind of searching for a medallion, but we may not be. But it's not really in our best interest to go all the way up there and look at this point. Yeah, 104. I bet someone could sub hour this seed as long as Turtle Rock is Quake. Use your boots. Boy, yeah, I would drink that potion. Then you can be a lot more aggressive in the fight. Use arrows for this. Yeah, so Vidi, a lot like Blind, has a script to it. I'm just gonna give myself health because I don't feel like showing the regular version. Alright, so kind of want to damage boost off of the goo because the goo always does one heart of damage versus the uh eyeballs, which do like various amounts depending on the mail. I think you have blue mail right now, so it would be. Wow, that was wrong. It's worth the 8 arrows to not have to sit here and slash him 16 times. Yeah, so I definitely would have done Mire Shed before Desert, because Silvers would help you in both Desert and Mire. Checkerboard Cave, that's a little far to go. Yeah, still need to check it, but less important. Yeah, you always go to 4 for Swamp. You only go to 7 if you're turning in the purple chest, basically, uh, or you get Flute before South Shore. Yeah, these extra screen transitions aren't great, but probably know that. Happened there. I think you're maybe backing up a little bit too early. Yeah, I think on the first 2 attempts you just started backing up early. So just make sure you wait until you see the bomb flashing. You have plenty of time. Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. No, don't do it. No. This is not a left side swamp situation. Left side swamp is not on anybody's menu right now. Left side swamp is out of season. When you're one item from go mode, you always just go kill the boss. and then you decide whether you want to come back for left side later. The reason is the big key might just be in the back, and then that forces you to come back a third time. Now it ended up being left side here, so that argument doesn't work. But the other thing is, like, what if your Turtle Rock medallion is just sitting in like one of the flooded chests? Now you just did all of this for nothing. Oh, okay, I guess you did it for silvers, but that took you way longer to do all of that than silvers will save you. Other side. Yeah, I cannot name you any racer that is touching left side swamp in this situation. It's a minute and a half for 2 items. You have way better density up on the mountain. If indeed you do need a medallion. Yeah, I would just stick with 2 spins for now. So the secret to Argus. The secret to Argus with silver arrows is to bait him to a certain spot. So I bait him to here. Go to the right and then just take a step down and then shoot. Bait him here, go to the right, and then take a step down and shoot. Because Argus always goes down right as his first movement. So when he hits the water here, I'm doing a very bad job of this. When he hits the water, just take a step down, face left, and shoot. Going, there's nothing here. Oh, island. I don't remember anything being here. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Oh, gold sword. Okay, fair enough. All right, you want to avoid killing all 3 of those berries if you can. And if one of those berries gets in the way, I would use the fire rod on it. All right, couple ways to do this. So because we're on fast ROM, there's a nice little bomb strat that you can do that just cleans them all up. So basically, you want to go into the room so that you can place 2 bombs on this second little square right here. So place 2 bombs And then you should be able to hit all of them. You do need to pause a little bit. There's a little bit of timing there, but you should be able to get this with practice. The other way to do this is to just hold your sword, spin those guys, and then bait those guys over here, spin your sword. Should probably have hook shot out at that point. I'm not seeing what you're seeing here, so I assume you know what you're looking for. I thought those blocks were fine. In that room, if you just go faster, that bunny beam will never hit you. Alright, skipping Ice Tea is fine here. Like, I usually like mentees to be thorough, and then that it lets them make informed decisions on what to skip when they're not in the mentor tournament. But in this case, you've got a pretty quick. It looks like it's going to be a pretty quick jet seed. So yeah, try to leave as much on the table as possible. Yeah, you can. You don't have to go there to use your flute. You can just use it. There's a lot of extra movement that you're doing. Like like any amount of walking before fluting is extra movement. Um, any amount of like anything before a save and quit, that's extra movement. So it might only be a couple seconds per instance, but those seconds add up. Okay. So you got a key there, and we're not go moding the dungeon. So I would probably say to do the back first. Or do the middle section first and leave this till later. Because there's a chance you could just be able to skip this. Yeah, and that was it right there. Too far to the left. Yep, there you go. Yes. Oh boy. Okay. You don't need to push the statue on if you put Samaria on. Uh, I'm not sure I love going for the boss here. If you're gonna clear the dungeon, then clear the dungeon. You got this weird mix between like being aggressive, like skipping iced tea and going for the boss here, and like extremely way too conservative, like going for left side swamp right away. All right, well, full send on the skip, so kudos for that. Use your boots. Yeah, going up the dark side is the right play here. TR portal isn't open, plus it gets you a couple chests from Super Bunny Cave. I probably just blind into Hookshot Cave there, but looked like Bombos. I couldn't see it because your tracker was over it. Nice boots. Oh, we never spied this item. Okay. Yeah, you want to do that on your first go up the mountain. All right, where to next? Right back to pod. Yeah, that's probably the right call. Not back to pod. Pyramid. Okay. I like Smith Chain better, just because it's one more item for the same amount of time. Oh, if you're gonna go to Pyramid, you should have done Pyramid Fair. Yeah, I think you just realized that. Skipping out on Catfish at this point is a little too aggressive. I would have done Smith Chain into this. Just cause you're one from go doesn't mean that you can stop like chaining stuff together. Because that was a really long walk that you just did. But if you had started from Village of Outcasts, then you could have gotten 3 more checks on your way. So now you're just going all the way around the world when you could have just fluted to 3. You can take the frog in with you for hammer pegs. And then if your medallion's there, then you can just ditch him. Just turn him in and oh, don't put your portal there. They've got what? Spike Cave Catfish and Pod? I don't like checking pedestal here, but you only have 3 locations left. Like, checking pedestal doesn't really get you anything except sinking time. If you're going to pod, right. So if you're going to pod, just dash straight up and then straight left once you clear the tree, and then you won't have to worry about murder-dactyls or anything like that. Yeah, so you skip the back of pod, which is defensible since you didn't have the medallion knowledge at that point. So could have just been in go mode. You got the big key in the front. And yeah, and then you made it try to last for as long as possible. So a little bit unlucky there, but you know, it depends on your play style. I'm sure there are other people that did that too. It's technically better to go to the right side first, but it doesn't matter though that much. Better to mirror out there. Actually, since you did left side first, it is technically better to run out, but better to go right side first, mirror out, and then do left side. It's a lot easier too. You want to hit the switch on your way out there. What went wrong here? I have a small key. Got that, yes. We just got 3%ed. Oh, did you not steal the key? Okay. Yeah, so every every time that you're in Turtle Rock, you want to go in this first tube and you want to go over to the left side and then steal the key from the pokey. So even if you're in go mode, you want to go in this tube. And you want to go kill this pokey. And you want to pick up the key, but you don't want to open the door. And then just take it with you. And then that's how you prevent situations like that. So in the dark maze, you wanna take this inside path because it's slightly shorter and you're not backtracking. Instead of the one that you did. Past all this, looking for a key at this point. There's magic over on that right side there, but I don't think you need it. You already did Laser Bridge. So there's an easy way to get through this peg puzzle. Want to be on Samaria, kill this guy because he's a dick. Put your Samaria block in the middle here. So basically draw an imaginary line going vertically here with between these two flaps. Draw an imaginary line horizontally between these two flaps. And then your Samaria block just needs to be somewhere on this tile in the middle. That's not the Canis Samaria. So put it like there. Doesn't need to be precise, so just like put it somewhere in that neighborhood. Walk up here, stand on these blue flaps, and then you want to blow the Samaria block and then hold left. And then you want to land on the red blocks. You want to land on the left half of the red blocks so that you get invincibility frames when it activates, and that pokey's no longer an issue. Yeah, always make sure you're on the fire rod when you kill the fire head. So ice rod shot. Uh, so on your last ice rod shot, you should switch immediately to the fire rod before killing the head. I don't like when you don't have a choice, but whatever. Oh boy. Love Armos on ice. Your other choice there is to just mirror out, go to compass room, go to compass room, and try to I would have just used powder on that guy, get him out of the way. Yeah. So your other choice is to just go from rando room, mirror out, compass room, and then do this. But I have a feeling it's just here. No. Okay. Yep. It's faster to mirror. Yeah. Don't do this first. Always do this room last, unless you're like super meming. Yeah, might as well grab the rest of the chests. You don't need this key. Okay. All right. Can I offer a counterpoint here? You have 18 hearts. I don't, and I think you still have a blue potion. I don't think you need all 18 of those hearts. So I think it's better if you just kind of use some of the hearts that you have. Just walk across these spikes here. It's a nice straight path. versus having to hit switches. Okay, technically silvers are faster for landmo, but if you don't know how to do it, then it loses the quickness. Yeah, so you wanna set that block off to the side. So you want to put it like basically beside the wizrobe on the left, and a little bit lower than you want it to eventually be, so that it gets dragged up by the conveyor. And then you rush up to the upper right one. This does also work on the right side, but you're more likely to get blocked by the spike on the right side. Yeah, so torches are on a timer. I think this was... Oh, this might have just been... Might have just made a little oopsie there. You did it right the second time. Yeah, so another thing is to use quick swap more, especially here if you're going from bombs to powder, it's just one quick swap to the right. If you're going from fire rod to bombs, it's two quick swaps to the left. The start menu is useful, especially if it's like clogged up with a bunch of stuff like yours is. But for those easy quick swaps, you're losing a lot of time by taking a start menu there. Gonna go through this. This room just takes practice. You want to be on silver arrows here. Yeah, for that reason. Oh, I didn't know you could get a double there. Yeah, your torches are on a really bad cycle. You should be using fire rod more. You have half magic. Okay. So yeah, just overall, if your plan is to save and quit or flute away or something like that, uh, don't
don't take extra movement before you do that, because uh, that's just adding time that shouldn't exist. Um, and yeah, so by the time you did your light world map check, it didn't matter anymore because you could access the dark world and you would figure out Desert Palace's prize from that. And then I don't think you ever did a dark world map check, which could have stopped you from full clearing to pendant dungeons. Um, which you might have ended up clearing anyway because you were on a Bombos hunt. But and the other thing is, if you only have one medallion at the end of the game, you can't just full send go mode. You have to check for it. Uh, it might feel bad if you end up losing by a minute and a half to somebody who just YOLO'd pod and got away with it, but I think overall, your results will be better overall, if not on that specific seed, if you just go to the back of pod. I do like that when you decided to skip stuff, like when you decided to skip iced tea and decided to skip the back of pod, that you just rolled with it. Like at a certain point, there's like doubt that creeps in. It's like, oh, should I just go back for that? Because I'm just adding to my time loss every time I'm not going back to that chest. But yeah, if you skip something, just full send it. And yeah, you did the responsible thing of taking care of the rest of your density before going back to pod. Because if it's there, then someone else might have missed it too. So yeah, good luck in the mentor tournament. Hope you have fun.